Hey, how are you? I am Chris Robin, aka at Detroit Beastie, here with Fantasy Six Pack to talk about Sunday Night Football. The Kansas City Chiefs head to Atlanta to battle the Falcons in the Mercedes-Benz Dome. Kickoff is at 8:20 p.m. Over/under is at 46.5 points. Kansas City's 2-0. Atlanta's 1-1 after that fantastic last-minute come-from-behind win against Philly. And this game, in its own right, is going to be outstanding. The over/under it's right on the mark. It's Vegas knows what they're doing, right? So we'll get to it. I'll tell you what to stay away from in terms of some betting props and the over/under team-implied point totals. Before I do that, make sure you get to the website at Fantasy Six Pack. It's fantastic. Rankings, projections, IDP stuff. You got sports betting, DFS, everything under the sun when it comes to football and baseball. Hockey's right around the corner. Fingers crossed for the Wings, right? Could be a homer in certain spots, but all access. That I'm not pressing anybody. I'm not never force anybody to do anything, especially you're going to watch my videos or read my content. You're free and clear to do as you please, but the all access is so worth it on the Discord. There's some free channels there, but the premium stuff is lights out. I'm always all the sports better guys, the DFS, and even the minds, the wonderful minds of player rankings and projections. They are all available to you 24/7, 365 in the premium channels at Discord. Check it out. Let me know. We'll get back. I'll get back to you, or you get back to me. How about we do that? Let's get to this game, shall we? As I said, Kansas City in Atlanta. Kickoff is at 8:20 p.m. What a fantastic way to end Sunday Night Football. I don't care who it is. Same thing with Thursday. I don't care. It's the last game of the day, or on Thursday the first game. We can take our like we're little kids. We have dinner, we take our shower, and then we can get in bed clean and in peace, and just whatever happens. We can fall asleep, we can stay up all night. That is up to you. You're going to want to stay up for this one. Let's talk about it. Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins. When we look at both quarterbacks, right? Patrick Mahomes is obviously in a tier of his own, given what he's done, what he's going to do tonight, and what he will further do the length of his career. The Falcons, 27th overall against opposing quarterbacks, 17 grand on FanDuel, 10 grand on DraftKings, 24 to 25 completions, 270 passing yards, a pair of touchdown passes, and around 4 to 5 carries for 25, maybe 30 yards. If I've said it once about Pat the last few years, I've said it a million times. He's pulling back and not running as much because he's just trusting the offense. He's trusting his offense, and not that he's old by any means, but taking that pounding that's not good for Pat. Why would you do that when you can just throw the ball away or hit Kelsey, something like that? So Patrick Mahomes, obviously in play. Ownership percentage is going to be through the roof in MVP captain spots, and rightfully so. When we look at Kirk Cousins, Kansas City right now, 31st overall against opposing quarterbacks, and this is a matchup where I mentioned it in Bottom of the Barrel, even live Sunday afternoon at around noon, where when you look at the Falcons wide receivers, the DVP can kind of be misleading because the Chiefs defense is giving up a ton of yardage. It's only been 2 games, but London and Mooney and Ray they're all 3 of them are in play. And if they're in play, that means Kirk is doing his thing. 14 grand on FanDuel, 9 grand on DK, 21 to 22 completions, 245 to 250 yards, 2 touchdown passes as well. That makes for a fantastic, little player prop parlay. You want to mix it in? Fine. You just want to have Mahomes and Kirk, 2+ touchdowns, throwing 2+ touchdowns apiece. That is a good move. 4 or 5 yards maybe on the ground he's rushing. And yes, when I keep glancing down, in public speaking classes, they say, don't look down, right? Look, maybe if you got a glance, boom, and then you're up, boom, up. But you know what I have? I have my notes, highlighted projections. I'll share those. I said that last time I was going to share them, and it fell by the wayside because I forgot. And here's the deal here with the quarterbacks, and I could have waited till the end to tell you this, but the Kansas City Chiefs are a winning franchise. They keep winning Super Bowls. They know how to win. They know what they're doing. Not saying the Atlanta Falcons do not, but last time out against the Phillies, Phillies, that's baseball. The Phillies are fantastic too. But last time out against the Eagles, it looked like Atlanta, they're learning how to win. And if they, once this thing connects and they put it together, the Falcons are going to be a very formidable team in the NFC. When we look at the running backs, I'll start with Atlanta because it's straightforward. It's Bijan, it's Tyler Algier. When you look at Kansas City, Keontae Ingram, Carson Steele, Samaje Perine, Kareem Hunt, who is a Kansas City Chief, once again, will not be active tonight, but there's a lot to slog through, so we'll just get with the sure thing. Bijan Robinson. Right now, though, Kansas City 5th overall against opposing running backs. Their D-line is going to be formidable, as I said. That's the word of the day. If I wouldn't waste my time, but I could put formidable all along the bottom. We could bounce out and then sound out the pronunciation and all that, but formidable means strong, good. You don't want to F with it, right? And I guess that's what it is. Bijan, 15.5 on FanDuel, 10K on DK, 18-19 carries, 80 to 85 yards. Let's just call it that. Plus 4 to 5 receptions for another 40 yards and a touchdown. Over 100 all-purpose yards and a touchdown. Don't even think twice. Don't even blink. Boom, you put him in. MVP captain in a second line in a flex spot, and we are covered where we can move on. Tyler Algier, 7-8 carries, 35, maybe 40 yards, late in the game. I don't see it being a case where it's late in the game and Kansas City's up or even Atlanta's up and they just trying to eat clock or come back, even if the Falcons were trying to come back. Ty Algier wouldn't probably be on the field. Now, when we look at Kansas City, Ingram, Steele, Perine. Hunt will be a factor, not tonight, so who cares? The Carson Steele looks to be he's the man of steel. How many dummies have said that already? And you can lump me into one of them. But Carson Steele, 8.5 on FanDuel, and he's 6.4 on DK. I have Carson, 11 to 12 carries, 50 yards, 2 to 3 receptions for another 10 to 12 yards somewhere in there. So you're looking at like 60 yards. If you want to be generous, ambitious, 75 all-purpose yards, that's fine. He's going to get probably all the work he can handle. Now, with this one, 100% ownership. That goes without saying. Single game. I want you to do tonight, after you enter in whatever contest, single entry GPP or at cash games primarily, he's going to be 99.9% owned. Do me a favor, you pull up whatever format you're using and click his name and it'll tell you his ownership percentage. I want to see some of those screenshots or how high owned he is. 100%'s nuts. I don't know if there's ever been a guy in the history of DFS who's been 100% owned in a slate. I'm sure there has. I just don't dig into it that specifically once the game has started, but you tell me. Keontae Ingram's going to be in play. Samaje Perine. So to me, it's going to be Carson Steele, Samaje Perine, and then Keontae Ingram. 1, 2, 3 in terms of the running back pecking order. Perine, 10.5 on FanDuel, 5.4 on DK. He's $2,000 more than Steele, but $1,000 less on DraftKings. I don't know. I have ideas, but we'd be here all day if I talk like that. Conspiracy theories and non-scripts, game scripts. Give me Perine, 6-7 carries, 30 to 35 yards, and 2 to 3 receptions. Could be 3 to 4. If the game goes as I think it's going to go, for another 25 to 30 yards. So again, he's a proverbial a lock for around 50 all-purpose yards. And a small handful. If you don't have a thumb, then it's 4. So to me, Perine's very much in play because you get points for receptions and then you rack up the yardage. That goes without saying. Let's talk about the wide receivers. This is the meat of the football game to me. It was the same that there was every single game slate it's a different beast, different thought process. But to me, again tonight, it's the wide receivers. Atlanta's 9th overall against opposing receivers, but again, it's Patrick Mahomes. Does DVP matter in his world? To us, no. To him, of course. Rashee Rice, $13,000 on FanDuel, 9.6 on DK, 9-10 targets, 6-7 receptions, 80 yards, and a touchdown. I'm not saying that he surpassed Kelsey in the offensive, snap pecking order, something like that, but I have him for more targets. I have him for more receptions. Are we slowly, going that way? Sure. Kelsey is still playing at a high level. He is a lot older, and he's not in the twilight of his career yet. Again, if you're still performing at a high level, it goes with about an age thing. I've already said too much. Justin Watson, Sky Moore, McCole Hardman, no on Sky Moore. No on McCole Hardman. He's their return guy, if I'm not mistaken. Watson, 2 to 3 targets, 2 to 3 receptions, 30 yards. When you look at Xavier Worthy, the rookie, that's where we're going to want to be. 5-6 targets, 3 to 4 receptions, 50 yards, plus a carry or two for another 8 to 10 yards. And get this, the rookie, Xavier Worthy, averaging 16 yards a reception. If you remember, I've had I know this is touchdown. He's going to score a touchdown, and he's got a reception. I don't know. It is what it is. I'm having fun. Why can't we all do that? When we look at what Atlanta's got going on, it's that 1-2 punch. Could be the trio, London, Darnell Mooney, and Ray McLeod. Last week on Monday Night Football, when Atlanta played, Mooney caught, what did he rip off? 2, maybe 3 big chunk plays, and then boom, it was London for the touchdown. I've told a few folks, not that it matters, if there was another play or two in that game, I think Mooney would have had that touchdown. London would have been a fantastic play as well, but Mooney could have had a career kind of game. Not saying that happens this week, but we're able to. What I'm getting at is, if you played a single game slate or in seasonal formats, you're going to start both these guys. But when you look at it, Mooney could have had the touchdown in those chunk plays. Now in DFS formats, we can put Mooney in an MVP captain spot and say, not to right or wrong, everything was right. They won, but to me at least, I could put Mooney in there and be, just in case it happens, we could put Mooney MVP captain. Great play, as is with Drake. Drake London, 8 to 9 targets, 5-6 receptions, around 60 yards. Mooney, 5-6 targets, 3 to 4 receptions, 50 to 55 yards. Mooney averaging 25.8 yards a reception thanks to those chunk plays. Last time out, Ray McLeod be a little bit more of a factor here tonight too, out of the backfield maybe. I know he's a wide receiver, but there's times when I think of Atlanta and Ray McLeod, and I think of Ray as a running back for some odd reason. He'd make for a cool hybrid, but I'm just a guy at home on his couch in a computer chair broadcasting. Ray 4 to 5 targets, 3 to 4 receptions, 35 to 40 yards. All 3 of these guys are in play. When you look at the tight ends, it's all about Travis Kelce and Kyle Pitts. You can mix and match them as you want. I have Kelce, 7-8 targets, 5-6 receptions, around 50 yards. And get this, Travis Kelce has yet to score a touchdown this season. That'll be short-lived. I'm sure he'll rack up 8 to 10 this season, but it hasn't happened yet, and that's okay. When you look at Kyle Pitts, get this one. Kansas City dead last, 32nd against opposing tight ends. I already did my clown makeup rigmarole spiel when it comes to Kyle Pitts. He's in play again. 4 to 5 targets, 3 to 4 receptions, 45 to 50 yards. Look at the DSTs. There also, if you want to get different, save a few bucks. The Chiefs, 2 to 3 sacks, an interception, and a fumble recovery. Falcons, same deal, 2 to 3 sacks and 1 interception. So you're going to get Kansas City with 1 more turnover to put in their pocket there. When you look at the kickers, Butker, Younghoe Koo, you can mix and match them. I'd prefer Butker, 3 for 3 extra points, 2 for 2 field goals. Younghoe, and those are all question marks, right? Kicker, it's tough to project them, tough to project touchdowns as well. Younghoe Koo, 2 for 2 extra points, 2 for 2 field goals. So get this one, Atlanta 2-0 versus the under this season, while Kansas City is 2-0 against the over. So again, if you want to figure that out, have at it. I'm not messing with the over-under. I'm going to take Kansas City. They will win this one 24-21. Regardless of the final score, I think it's separated by just a field goal. No more than 4 points. It's going to be a fantastic game. I can't wait and get this one. There is a doubleheader tomorrow for Monday Night Football. Jacksonville is at Buffalo at 7:30, and then Washington at Cincinnati follows soon after at 8:15. Both games are going to be over. Get this, I have 106 total points scored between all 4 teams. If you do the math, 106 divided by 4, I think is 26.5 points. Not to say each team scores 26.5 points, but 2 of them will be in the 30s, the other 2 in the 20s. So meet me back here same time to talk about the Monday Night Football doubleheader in one extravaganza, one bonanza of a video. As I said, give me Kansas City to win this one 24-21, which equals 45 points. The over-under's at 46.5. It could go either way, so I'm steering clear of that. I'll do some player props. Bijan, get a pen really quick. We're 14 minutes in. I'll edit it. You might not see this, or I might leave it in. Bijan, anytime touchdown. Kelsey, 50-plus reception yards. Pat Mahomes, 2 or more touchdowns. Kirk, 2 or more touchdowns. That's your parlay. This is your DFS advice. Be good, be safe, and I'll see you tomorrow for, as I said, the Bonanza Extravaganza doubleheader of Monday Night Football. KC wins 24-21. Bye-bye.